America, and welcome to Invent America, because America invents.
This episode of Invent America is brought to you by America's Inventor Lady and Home Talk USA. Home Talk is a proud member of the King's Broadcasting Network and has been bringing to you the best of America's home-based product innovation since 1998. This segment of Invent America is brought to you by the law offices of R.P. Baraska. RPB law offices have been bringing corporate-level legal expertise to the independent inventor community for more than 20 years. For all your inventing legal needs, trust rpblawoffices.com.
I do. Our first sponsor is Mike Wood, and he is this amazing inventor of product, all right, that helps your roof to not leak. So Mike and his family have been doing this for about 30 years now, and they are protecting homes all across Connecticut with seamless gutter installation. Mike, thanks for being a sponsor. Thanks for being here with us today to tell everybody what you do. So introduce yourself, Mike.
Oh yeah, thank you. Hey, Rita, I'm excited to be here. My name is Mike Wood. I own a company in Connecticut for 30 years doing seamless gutters, leak protection, gutter guards, which led me to this invention that I've been producing for the last 3 years or so. It's been on the table since 2018. Basically, the product works like it diverts water from your roof's valley. Okay, and what happens is a gutter can get overwhelmed very easily in the roof's valley, and that's where the weakest part of a gutter system is. So our diverter captures that water that may have missed the gutter and redirects it back into the gutter seamlessly.
Well, I know that the folks on the radio can't see this, but I can see the picture behind you. Is that a picture of my roof? Because, it looks just like the water flowing all over the place.
Well, I tell you, a lot of them look like that, right? The valley.
So everybody at some point or another, and, we've seen so much flooding and heavy rainfall and everything these days. What was the trigger for you that started you down this road?
Yeah, that's a great question. So basically, typically a gutter system would get a splash guard put on it on the gutter. So it's typically what you would see across the United States, Canada. I mean, pretty much everywhere. You would see this piece of metal that would just literally stick up on the gutter, and it wasn't really a solution to the problem. Basically, it split the water in two, or it restricted you from access to the gutter. So we would have to remove it, clean out the gutters, and put it back in place. Or it just became the whole lot of debris behind it, held moisture in the corner. It didn't really do what it was supposed to do. So it was just industry standard. I mean, that's what everybody does. So I found that it really needed to be redesigned and made so it actually worked and could breathe. And again, it's the gutter that the system expands the gutter by like almost 200% in the corner to allow it to capture that water and let it breathe. And you can be able to clean the gutter without having to move it. And you can also redirect the water either to the left or to the right as well towards your downspout. So you get rid of that water quicker, faster, without having the overflow.
Excellent. So is this something a homeowner can do themselves, or do you just travel all over the country?
I'm here in Connecticut, and I do as much as I can where I'm at in my county, right? I'm getting great feedback. Everybody loves the product. I've recently started selling on Amazon, on Walmart now, Etsy, all these other internet, places to sell on. And so we're trying to get it out to everybody. And a homeowner can do it. Even you hire a contractor if you don't want to get on a ladder. But a homeowner can do it. It's simple. It's 2 screws, a drill, a quarter drive screwdriver, and you can actually put it right into the gutter and fasten it. Yeah.
Oh, awesome. That is so cool. So what's next for you to grow then the product presence in America?
Yeah. So we got to get in front of everybody, right? That's why I got you, Rita.
There you go. There you go. I was waiting for that. It's like, okay. And you're a sponsor now on Invent America Radio, so we can get you out there all over the place. What's your ultimate goal, Mike? Where do you want to get to with this?
Yeah. So, it all starts from protecting your home and protecting your most valuable asset, basically, and keeping you guys safe and keeping, foundation from cracking or the wood on the deck from rotting or a slip and fall in the winter. All right. So, it's all about protecting everyone. So I would love to get my product out across the U.S. We're looking at patenting in Canada as well now. So we're trying to spread the word and again, try to get this product out for everybody. It's an ongoing issue. There's no solutions, and now we have one.
Well, Mike,
Well,
let me jump in here, Rita, right quick. And since you said you're in Connecticut,
Yeah.
this show is aired on WGCH 1490 AM in Greenwich, Connecticut.
Okay.
How
Oh,
far are
great.
you are from Greenwich?
Oh, we're about an hour and a half from there.
Well, Greenwich, Connecticut, you have a native-born son sitting right here. Let's get on that phone and give him a call.
That's it, Michael.
Look, hey, I'm just trying to help you here. You know what I mean? All right, Rita, you can see I'm watching and listening here.
you are, and we appreciate that. So, Mike, give everybody your contact information, your website. What's the best way to get a hold of you?
Yeah, so we made it really easy. It's gutterdiverter.com. It goes directly to my website. On there is my phone number, all the information. But if you want to get a hold of me directly, you can. 860-205-2573. Again, it's gutterdiverter.com. It'll get you to our website and get you to us.
Well, and we've got a link on our website for you as well. And you are, as a sponsor, you will be going out on every show telling people, it's like, this is how you get in touch with me because I have got the best roofing fix out there. And you know what? Water is the master when it comes. So anything that anybody can do to mitigate water damage, kudos to you because water can be a nasty little devil.
Absolutely. Thanks, Rita.
Yeah, so we are very glad to have you with us and as a sponsor. So stick with us, everybody. We will be right back with some more information about how people get their information out there. And if you are an inventor or you know an inventor who needs some help, by all means, have them get in touch with us. If you've got a new product, you're getting ready to go to market, you want to go to ASD Market Week with us, we're putting together the team. We will take 30 inventors next March. There will be more coming up about that. But for right now, if you've got a product and you want to be a sponsor, guess what? Give me a call, 303-910-8889. Because you know what? We want to help you get that message out there and make a difference in the world. So stick with us, everybody. We will be right back after we pay some bills.
This segment of Invent America is brought to you by SearchQuest Patent Search. SearchQuest provides for a comprehensive patent search that searches the entire world and not just the U.S. Patent Office. Make sure that before you spend those big bucks having a patent written, you've done your due diligence by getting a comprehensive patent search. Use SearchQuestPatents.com for all your patent search needs. They scour the world for you.
And thank you so much for being with us for this segment of Invent America. And this is our Sponsor Appreciation Day. And so we are very happy to have with us one of our brand new sponsors, Quintin Speers out of Minnesota. Right, Quintin?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Well, thank you for being with us. And you are the inventor of the boat seat saddle. And I got to hope that you came up with this not falling out of the boat, but seeing somebody maybe slip and slide on that. So tell our listeners, what is it? Because I mean, I've read the description and it is when you don't have to have any tools and you don't have to drill any holes and you're in a boat, that's a good thing.
Yes. What happened is, inventions come out of well, not tragedies, but necessity. Well, I did have one of them clamp-on boat seats. Now I had a John boat, and it had the bench seat, and you can buy a clamp-on boat seats. Well, the first instance was my wife was leaning back. We were fishing. She was leaning back, and the clamp kind of gave way, so she fell not out of the boat, but into the boat. And then there was a time when I fell over in the boat too. I said, well, there's got to be a better way. So I said, well, I think I can do something better, and I did.
So yes, you've got excellent videos and photographs and everything. And it's amazing how often, the next new invention comes out of necessity, because what you've got is like, you're exactly right. Inventors say, there has got to be a better way.
Yes.
So
So
how long have you been working on this, Quintin?
I'm embarrassed to say, but it's been in a while. But now I've recently retired, so I can focus on this. So um, it's been some years now. It's been parked. Uh,
Okay. You're
so
not alone in that parking area. I
okay,
get a lot of inventors who tell me it's like, okay, well, yeah, I've been working on this a while, and I had somebody graduate and get married, and then now I'm a grandpa, and oh yeah, I'm retiring. So, yeah, life gets us all. So
yes.
it's amazing how that works. So how are you now that you're getting ready to get the story out there about your product and let people know, what are you doing to facilitate that?
Well, I I don't really know what to do. I'm relying on you. I'm not a marketer. I am trying. Well, it's patent pending, and I
Yes.
would like to license it because I am not a marketer, and I redesigned it, and the last iteration of it is I did with the digital printer. What do you call it?
The CAD drawings and the rapid prototype machine.
Yes, but what? Yes,
So,
and so
you're a step ahead of a lot of inventors when you say, I know that marketing is not my strong suit, because a lot of them, they go down that path, they spend a ton of money on it and realize, not really my strong suit. I shouldn't have done that.
that's correct.
So you're as a sponsor now, you will get your product message out there every week. So even though you're not on the radio every week, because most inventors really don't want to talk to me every week, and so it gives you a chance now to get your product message out there. And when people start going in and saying, "This is really cool. I want one of these," and they go to their boat store and they say, we want one of these. Now the store, now those companies start, calling you or calling me and saying, where do we get this? It's like, who sells those kinds of things? And we are able to go out to the platform that we use most often for that search is LinkedIn, finding the manufacturer of the boat seats. Well, let's, get them to do the clamp on so that their boat seat doesn't fall off.
Right.
Rita, I need to tell you, he's never going to be out of sight, out of mind. That's for sure.
Yes.
We're going to put his message out all over the United States, and we're going to pound people because, Quintin, we really believe in your product. It's more than just sponsoring the show. We have to believe in what you're doing, and we have a 28-year history behind you. So America
Right.
is going to find out what you do, and we're going to be pushing very hard to get you that license deal. And as a matter of fact, that's smart, to be honest with you. And that's the biggest problem we have sometimes is that people don't know whether or not to license it or market it themselves. And you recognize if you're going to be if you're going to be a one-trick pony here, and keep this, or maybe you might develop other products. The licensing way, wouldn't you agree, Reed, is the way that he really needs to go.
Absolutely. I mean,
Yeah.
I had another gentleman years ago. He had been an engineer, an agricultural engineer, and retired. And he and his son would actually go to the Ace tool stores and look for products that had been thrown away, go home, invent a new one, license it, and then go back to Ace to see what was the next thing. And, he was earning a nice, addition to his retirement just on royalties. And had a half a dozen or so tools that had been licensed now to the Ace Hardwares because everybody knew him when they went in there. And he had gone to, different trade shows to sell his product and get it out there. And so it was really fascinating to learn from him, but then to see his success in the licensing arena.
That's great.
So we are very pleased to have you with us. And so your goal in the long run now is to license it so that somebody else is going to make it, sell it, and send you a check.
That's correct.
And they do more than that. And I don't think a lot of inventors and certainly our consumers don't realize that, when you go into a store like a Home Depot, all of the shelf space in the plumbing department is owned by a company called Danco. And if Danco doesn't license it, you aren't going to get into Home Depot, which you don't really want to anyway. It's a consignment shop. But Danco is the boss in the plumbing area. And every section of those big box stores has got one supplier in there. And it's those suppliers that we try to find.
Oh, okay. Yes.
And suppliers are kind of like the baggage handlers at the airport. You don't see them, you don't necessarily know who they are, but you know somebody from the time you drop that bag off to the time it pops out on that conveyor belt. Somebody touched it, probably multiple people. Those are the guys that are the suppliers and the licensees that get the product out there. It's just like the guys that get your suitcase from point A to point B and it pops out at point C.
Awesome.
So we are glad to have you as a sponsor, and we are looking forward to getting your product out there, to getting it licensed. And you know what? We're looking forward to having you back on the show when you can say, oh, this is what we've done so far. That will be wonderful.
I'm looking forward to that too.
You know, now that you're retired, you might be able to go to the ASD Market Week with us in March.
Let's do it.
It's a nice time of year to be there. It's not so hot yet, and there's no snow. So you get a little bit of snow up there in Minnesota, don't you?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It gets pretty cold up here.
So what is your boating season?
Basically from about May to about October, November.
Well, that's not too bad. You know, Memorial Day basically to, you know, that Halloween.
Those are that's the big one. And you know, you have some, well, see, for me, my product will fit a John boat. Okay.
Okay.
The hunters, duck hunters
yeah.
and stuff do John boats. They do that in the fall.
Okay,
So,
sure.
So
Now, have you done any experimenting to see where else that gadget would work?
no, but it'll strap onto anything.
All right. Well,
I mean,
that'll be
it could strap onto a bleacher.
there you go.
Quintin, if I can make a suggestion, repetition is the key to everything. Keep repeating it over and over and over. And that's going to be the biggest key for you, is just don't give up, or don't say, okay, it's not happening right now. Your key is to keep repeating it over and over,
Right.
because eventually, like Rita said, if you do a trade show, you come in the booth or something, you never know who's going to, right, Rita? You never know who's
That's
going to
right.
walk. You never know who's going to walk in that booth. And it just takes that one person to change the course of what you're doing. And I've seen it in the past 28 years. I've seen it many times, you know, so
Yep.
just repetition over and over and over and over. And you're going to be successful. We're going to put it out there. You got our word. We're going to put it out there.
So, yep. And that's where we looked at it, you know, are there, you know, additional places where we can use that and put that? So that's one of the things that we're going to have you think about. And we are going to go and take a break, pay some bills. Quintin, thanks so much. It was wonderful to have you on. And thank you so much for being a sponsor. We are glad to have you, and we are grateful. So everybody stick with us. We will be back with our industry expert in just a few minutes after we've gone out and paid some bills. And if you've got an inventor out there, send them to us, because we know how to give them a hand.
Hi, this is a training pull-up for little boys, and it's a great product to use. It makes it easy for the parent and the child when learning how to potty train. The coolest part about the product is that you don't have to take the child's pants all the way down every time that they need to use the restroom. You can just open this part here, and the child can tinkle through here, and it makes it easy for the parent and the child. It's a great product, and I cannot wait until it hits the market.
Thank you so much for being with us for this segment of Invent America, because America invents. And one of the things that we run into on a regular basis that inventors have trouble with is letting you know what they've got. So that's what we're doing today, is how do they get the message out there to all of you? All right, where can you go then to find those products? So my guest for this segment is our industry expert, Mr. Ray Baraska, and he's the one that does the magic so that people can find our inventors out there online. And we've gone now from just doing social media to the streaming and the magic of creating this kind of gold presence. So Ray, thank you so much for being with us today. And, you know, tell us how you do it.
That's a tall order there, Rita. Basically, the way you do it is you just work as hard as you possibly can for as long as you can. It is literally a 24/7 kind of job. And there are so many different areas that you need to explore and it's really hard to do it all at once. And so the best strategy that anyone can adopt is to be patient and to build out one social media resource at a time and become really, really good at that, and then go on to the next one.
Well, and that's what I was going to say is that, even for myself, running a business, doing radio, social media can be an animal when it comes to, sucking up your time. And so what we've learned, from my point of view, I'd always do social media, and it would be at the end of the list and get further down and further down. I'd move it to the next day. So it's easier for an inventor to pick one or two platforms and focus, correct?
Correct. And today, you really need to think creatively about what people are doing in order to catch other folks' attention. And what they're doing these days is primarily video. There are basically three channels through which messages get distributed these days. One is YouTube. The second one is Instagram. And then the third one is TikTok. And what's very interesting is that even though YouTube was the first to arrive, they actually had their lunch eaten by both Instagram and by especially TikTok, and had to adapt to both of those competitors' style of framing their video. So now they have a thing called Shorts, which mimics what Instagram does and what TikTok does. The good news is that if you cast your video in the short form, and not every single message can be delivered that way, but if you cast your video in a short form on YouTube, you can use it again and again and again on Instagram and TikTok, and it's really the same kind of formatting. And so mastering how to do shorts, either to do it on TikTok or Instagram, or even to start it on YouTube, mastering that art, and then reapplying it to the other video channels is the best approach, in my opinion, these days, because video is so dominant. It's dominant almost in every area that you can imagine. People, they don't read anymore. They have a hard time listening for very long periods of time. And so they like pictures and they like things that move. And the jazzier and more eye-catching it is, the more likely you are to gain their attention. Now, that's hard to do when your message is a business message, right? It's easy when it's just entertainment. When it's a business message, you have to be very, very creative and very thoughtful about how you put your programming together so that you do catch their eye.
Right.
And we have tried many different types of categories in order to see where the optimal category would be.
Right. And I mean, this isn't just for inventors with new products. I mean, this whole strategy, it doesn't matter if you've got a pizza shop, or a child sitting service that you're trying to get started. You pick your platform based on what it is you're trying to do. So, for some folks, getting their message out there, TikTok would be a better platform. For some, it's the YouTube platform. The different platforms, they've got a different type of audience based on, what their reach is and what they do.
That's correct. That's correct. Although there is uniformity when you're talking about shorts. And one message on YouTube can be used again and again on Instagram and TikTok. So there is some commonality there.
I think one of the mistakes that a lot of people make, and it's like I said, it's not just inventors, but business owners or people who are trying to get a message out, they will think that they've got to do them all. But there are different tools out there that if you do one, it will go too many.
That's right. The biggest problem people have is trying to maximize their reach through, let's say, video, while at the same time trying to do the same thing with LinkedIn, Facebook, or X. Each of those mediums is different. So, for example, in X, unless you're a premium subscriber, you're limited to 120 characters. Well, it's really difficult to get a business message across in 120 characters. So there you have to be very mindful of links and of hashtags, because that's what will carry your audience to where you want them to go. On Facebook, it's a very traditional, kind of old-fashioned platform at this point, and that's more relationship-based. So unless you're willing to spend the time developing relationships with the people that are on Facebook, with the friends that you have on Facebook, you're not really going to go anywhere, because people do not necessarily connect to business messages. They connect to other people. On TikTok, it's really about grabbing their attention, grabbing their eye. If you can grab their eye, the chances are, if you have any decent content, and decent is in the eye of the beholder, but if you have any decent content, you can retain them through the end of the video.
Yeah, and that's the key, is to have, be able to, we know there's an average. Being able to get past the average is a big deal to get your message across. So, Ray, thanks so much for being with us. I know that this is kind of a big monster out there. It's like an octopus, and it can suck you alive if you're not careful. So inventors out there, join us as sponsors if you want to get more of your product message out there, because Mr. Baraska, he knows what he's doing. So thanks, Ray, for being with us today. Thanks, everyone, for joining us today. We will be back next week with more stories on getting products from mind to market. We will have new inventors and industry experts. So join us and have a wonderful week.